Wow, can you believe it's April already? Those 3 months have flown by and we've now sprung forward into spring. And this has got me focused on my business spring clean. So like my home spring clean, I'm decluttering, I'm getting rid of stuff that no longer serves me, and I'm making sure that I can clearly see where I'm going, that I can get the right clarity and focus. So the business spring clean covers a few key areas for me, and I wanted to share those with you. So the first one is looking at the physical space, making sure that it serves its purpose, that you have everything that you need in the way that you need it, that it's at hand when you need it. And secondly, that you don't have a cluttered environment, because we know that when we sit in a really cluttered space, it clutters our minds. Yeah, it clouds our thinking. So for me, having a sense of space, no matter how big that space is, but having a sense of space helps create some clarity and focus. Now, I've already done my physical space, and you can see a previous video of mine that will show you what it looked like before. And I went through a period where this became a little bit of a dumping ground. So there were boxes everywhere. These shelves were absolutely jam-packed. There was stuff on top, there was stuff piled up on the floor. It was not as a conducive environment as I would have liked it to have been. So I left it a little while because I knew I'd be doing my spring clean, and I thought I'm going to give it an overhaul whilst I'm doing everything else. Because a part of tidying the space was also decluttering the space. That meant giving it the time to go through everything. Do I need it? Does it serve a purpose? Is it something useful for me? Do I have to keep it legally? And if the answer is no to all of those questions, it's out of here. And that's really helped in terms of the decluttering. I actually created so much more space by just getting rid of stuff that I was no longer using. So the physical space is definitely the good place to start, probably the first place to start. Get your environment right. Whilst you're doing it though, declutter. Don't just move stuff around and tidy it and make it look pretty, though it is nice to have a pretty office, and I feel like my backdrop is a lot more attractive now than it was before. It served a purpose. It was a declutter. It was getting rid of stuff that no longer served me and created noise in my mind. So that's the first one. The second one is definitely the paperwork side of it, which was a big part of the decluttering as well. There is so much paperwork flying around our offices. If there's one thing that small businesses know how to do, is generate paperwork, right? Now, if you're like me, I take a lot of notes, I write a lot of stuff down. I'm definitely a scribbler. So that means that I generate a lot of paperwork. Don't worry, I use recycled, and I tend to use both sides of the paper as well to really max it out. But every now and again, I need to give that a purge. To be fair, this is something I do monthly, but there's other type of paperwork like bills and invoices and other bits and bobs that we've accumulated over a period of time. So every now and again, you need to go through that and say, is this something that I should be keeping? Do I need it? Can I scan it in and keep it on my folders digitally rather than physically taking up space in my office? Space is a premium for a lot of big business owners. Yeah, we're working at home a lot of the time. Maybe our office isn't that big. Maybe we're working from the kitchen table and we've got one box of stuff that we can move around. So let's make sure that we are as productive as we can be, because the only things that we're keeping are the things that we really need, and therefore we know where they are, right? That's the biggest challenge when working in a space. How do I put my hands on stuff? If there's lots of stuff sitting around and you've got a box full of paperwork, it's going to take you time to find things when you need them. So definitely look at all of your paperwork. So that's our physical space and our paperwork. The next area is our computers. Now, I don't know about you, but I bookmark everything. When I'm on a website and something is of interest to me for whatever reason, personally, business-wise, I bookmark it. And then I get to a point where I've got like 1,000 bookmarks, and then I can't find anything. And most of it I'm never going to look at again and don't need, because maybe it's already served its purpose. So part of my spring clean is to go through those bookmarks and really tidy up what I'm keeping so that everything is a little bit easier for me to find. The next area on my computer is my download folder. Oh, full, right? I do a lot of images on Canva. I love using Canva, and a lot of small businesses do, and I download those images and I tend to sort them into folders, which is great. But for a while there's a bit of a dumping ground where that download folder gets bigger and bigger, because it isn't just the Canva images, it's any PDFs that I've downloaded, any emails that somebody sent an attachment and I've opened that, it downloads into the download folder, and before you know it, you've got 40 gigs sitting in your download folder and you don't know where to find anything. Give it a really good purge. That brings me on to other folders on your computer. Have some logic around where you're storing things so that it's easier for you to find things as and when you need them. Get rid of things that you no longer need to keep. I'll use Canva images again. I had a rebrand last year, so a lot of the old images, I could afford to let those go. So that's been part of the purge. They have gone, and that's really helping me gain some clarity when I'm looking at things. It's easier for me to find things. I'm not muddled around with all of the things that I'm seeing. So your computer is definitely another key area. The last area of overhaul of focus for me, so I've got my physical space, I've got all the paperwork, I've got all of my computer set up. It's the phone. Yeah, it's the phone. What is on there? What am I keeping? I take a lot of images that sometimes I don't use. Get rid of those. Videos that you take, move them and store them onto your computer. I upload mine to my computer, so that's my backup, and that's uploaded into the cloud, and that means I can afford to get rid of them on my phone. And again, that means when I'm scrolling through trying to find something, it's not taking me forever and a day to try and find that one picture that I really want to send to somebody. So give your phone a spring clean too. Now, the ultimate spring clean in your business isn't just about the physical spaces and the things that you're using. It's your business in general. What is its direction? Where is it going? Have you thought lately about what you want from the business, how you want to be working in it, and how you want to be showing up? These are other areas that you can give a little bit of a spring clean. So when you are thinking about your business, again, ask those questions like you do in a declutter. What services that you offer serve you well? What do you enjoy delivering? What do you not enjoy delivering? What is really working for you and what isn't? Have a real think about that, and maybe readdress the business slightly to make sure that it's really sitting with where you want to be going for this next season at least, right? That's the purpose of a spring clean. So spring clean through all aspects of your business as well as your home. So there's a few ideas. There's other things that you can spring clean in the business and that you can spend time on. But for me, those are the key things. Your physical space, your environment that you're working in, all of the paperwork and so forth that you accumulate physically, your documents, your folders, your bookmarks and everything on your computer, all of the data, etc., that you're storing on your phone, and then the thoughts and clarity around your business. So let me know how you're getting on with your business spring clean and what it's doing for you, and enjoy.